Before I begin, I will say that this is the first time that I did a review based on the number of votes for a poll. For those who don't know, I made a poll on Twitter to allow you guys to vote on what I should review after both these basics. The choices were True Crime Streets of LA, Babe's Kids the Movie, Sonic World, or Shape of the Big City. Based on the number of people who voted, most picked Sonic World, so I go with that to be my second non-MLP related review. So, without any further delay, here's my review of Sonic World. Hello everyone, Digigex90 here, and welcome to another episode of my review series. This time, I'm going to be reviewing a Sonic-related fan game that caught my attention for a long while, ever since I first saw it on a fan-made Sonic games video made by Batman Reviews. The game is called Sonic World. Sonic World is a 3D platformer game created by some Sonic fans, and it was released sometime in August 2014 exclusively to the PC as Release 1. As of this video, this game is updated to Release 8, and it probably might have changed to Release 9 or something depending on what year you're watching this video. Anyways, there is no story to this game, which is something I'm completely fine with since not every game, especially fan-made games, need a story. Instead, you would play the game on your own accord. When you get right into the game, you'll notice that there would be 43 characters. Characters ranging from the ones Sega uses often for their current games like Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Vector, Charmy, Espio, Silver, Rouge, and last but not least, Shadow the Hedgehog. Two characters that Sega hasn't used after one game or more, like Fang the Sniper, Bark the Polar Bear, Tails Doll, Metal Knuckles, the Gun Commander, the President, and more, including one character that was never added to the games known as Tiara Babowski, or in this game's case, Tiara the Manx. You can play the characters as either single, two in a pair, or in a team, sort of like Sonic Heroes. For me, I mostly play the game on single, but on occasion, I do like to play either on a pair or a team, depending on what I want to choose. Some characters are the speed type, like Sonic, Shadow, Amy, and Espio. Some are the power type, and they have the ability to glide, like Tiara, Knuckles, E102 Gamma, and Metal Knuckles. And some others are the miscellaneous, or flight type, like Egg Robo and Rouge. Each of them has their own jump, stomp, spin dash, and drift. But every character does have their own different abilities, like Shadow's' Chaos Sphere, Egg Robo's Triple Shot Blaster, and Metal Sonic's Energy Shock. Anyways, after choosing the characters, you can pick which stage you want to play. Again, since there's no story to this game, you can play any of these stages whenever you want. There's about 5 types of stages. Action stages, where you basically get to the goal as fast as you can, treasure hunting stages, where you'll find 3 rings in the level, and there are a few levels where you'll find flickies like in Sonic 3D Blast. Mach speed sections, where it's like the action stages but you can't stop your character, boss stages, where you basically defeat the boss. Mostly it's either Eggman, Metal Sonic, or Eggman Nega. And the rival stages, which you can go after the rival character, like Sonic's rival obviously being Shadow. The stages for this game are mostly remakes from the stages that were on other Sonic games like Metal Harbor from Sonic Adventure and Crisis City from Sonic 06. Each stage has 5 missions. You can pick any of these 5 missions as you please. And to be honest, they're mostly there just to give a bit of a challenge for you and collecting emblems. Speaking of which, this game, like Sonic Adventure, has emblems you'll be collecting after you complete the stage. One you'll collect after completing the stage, as I said before, and one where you complete the stage as an S rank. What are the emblems used for? They're mostly used just to unlock other characters. That's just about it. Couldn't expect more out of it. Anyways, before I get into my opinion on these type of stages, there is one thing I would like to point out. There are some stages that I recommend you should do either a pair or a team, because there might be an alternate path you want to take, but it might not be possible unless you have the right character with you. And if you want, you can do a pair or a team on other stages, but some of those other stages like Emerald Coast you can just do with single alone, but it's up to you anyways. Now, onto my opinion on the type of stages. The action stages are probably my most favorite out of the bunch because it's what Sonic was to begin with. Spin your way through the level while platforming and destroying enemies in your way. The treasure hunting stages, I do like them somewhat. Well, I do like the fact that you are trying to find and collect the red rings in these stages, and I'm glad there is an indicator that works like the one in the adventure games that would remind you how close you're getting to collect one of the red rings. But at times, it can be a little bit frustrating to try to find where the red ring is. Even with the indicator showing you're close to it, it can still be a pain in the ass to find it. Also, I'm not really a fan of finding the flick keys in a few stages like Diamond Dust. It's just not really my cup of tea compared to finding the red rings. Now, we get to the Mach Speed stages. Oh boy, I really don't like these type of stages the most. Why? Because since you're going really fast, there will be a chance that you would get hit by an enemy or an object of some kind. And if you do, you probably might not have the reaction time to get back on track. Instead, you would fall off the stage and die. The stage that has this problem the most is Worst Cave, because of so many obstacles in your way that there will be a chance that you would die early on in the stage. With other stages, it isn't as bad, but I still don't like these type of stages nevertheless. I personally respect your opinion if any of you like the Mach Speed stages. They just aren't for me. The boss stages I really do like as well, especially taking out either Eggman, Eggman Nega, or Metal Sonic. But I'm going to be honest that I am disappointed that there aren't other bosses you can fight, such as Black Doom, one of the Deadly Six like Zaz and Savik, and more. I know that the game will update again in the future, and I can understand that. I just think there could have been more bosses to add in. But other than that, the boss stages are still cool nevertheless. The last type of stages to talk about are the rival stages. I find them kinda cool. I don't play them as often as the action stages, but like the boss stages, I thought the rival stages are still fun to do nevertheless. Most of the time, I like to do either a pair or a team for these, rather than single, because it would have been a bit more easier for me. Anyways, the next things to talk about are the three other modes. The Chow Garden, the Special Stages, and Marathon Mode. The Chow Garden that appeared in Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 makes an appearance here, and to be honest, I'm not really a fan of the Chow Garden. I have nothing personally against it, don't get me wrong. It's just not my cup of tea is all. But I just thought I would acknowledge its existence in this game for those who love the Chow Garden in the adventure games. And I will admit that it is cool that you can play other characters that you don't get to play in the adventure games, especially the characters that were never shown when the adventure games are new, such as Mephiles, the Gun Commander, the President, and Metal Sonic 3.0. And yeah, you can do the Chow races and go to the Chow market like in the adventure games. Next are the special stages, which were featured in the classic games and the recent Sonic Mania. Unlike in those games where you would go into these stages by a secret area, you can go to the special stages right away in the menu. However, unlike the special stages in the other games, you're pretty much doing a Mach Speed section, getting the amount of rings needed to pass the level, or else you would fail the level and have to restart the special stage. If you were expecting more variety, then you're going to be very disappointed. But if you like this, then that's completely fine by me. The only award you will get for these special stages is pretty much super forms for the characters. That's about it. And the last thing to talk about, the marathon mode. In a nutshell, it's just you going to stage, completing objectives like defeating a boss or getting to the end of the stage without you having the option to choose the stage. Kinda like transcending the stage in the games. But at least there wouldn't be cutscenes showing up. If you want to play this game in a marathon type of thing, then go ahead. About the controls to this game, a few things like the drift, stomp, and spin dash are the same to all the characters, but the other controls depend on what character you choose. All I will say to them is that the controls are very responsive without any delay whatsoever, and I like that you can move the camera anywhere you want by moving your mouse. And unlike both these basics, the game is actually controller supported. And as for the flaws for this game, aside from glitches that could happen here and there depending on your playthrough, and a few complaints I had earlier like the mock speed stages, there isn't really much to complain. One last thing I have to talk about for this game is that there is a debug mode feature you can use if you want to have fun experimenting stuff in the stage. The only drawback is that you won't get an emblem and the score. But if you don't care about that, that's totally fine. Speaking of which, this fan game has mod support, meaning you can add in other characters like Sally Acorn, Classic Sonic, Mario, Infinite, and the Avatar character. And you can add in other stages like the Final Destination from Super Smash Bros. And menu themes like Shadow the Hedgehog's menu and its music. In conclusion, I really enjoy this fan game and I recommend you should get it. I left a link of the website in the description for you guys to download the game, along with downloading the mods that you want to get. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this review. My next one is going to be another Halloween special, so be sure to check it out. So this is Digigex90's signing out, and if you'll excuse me, I'm going to get another can of Sprite and play some Call of Duty World War II. See you later.